Your worth isn't on your plate. So how do we eat with integrity, without shame? If you've ever felt guilty after a meal, or caught yourself in a cycle of food rules and rebellion, this conversation is for you. Today, we're moving from food guilt to food truth.
Welcome to Soul Bridge Stories.
Here's what psychology tells us. Guilt says, I did something wrong, while shame whispers, I am wrong. When it comes to mindful eating, this distinction changes everything. Spiritual bypassing, using wellness concepts to avoid difficult emotions, can turn even healthy practices into another form of self-punishment. But there's a different way forward. Understanding guilt, shame, and bypass. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Shame corrodes our capacity for authentic change. When we approach food with rigid purity rules, we often create what researchers call orthorexic tendencies, an obsession with eating perfectly that can become its own form of disordered eating. Recent studies from Harvard's Nutrition Source show that mindfulness addresses the food shame and guilt associated with eating behaviors by promoting a non-judgmental attitude. But here's where many wellness approaches go wrong. They replace one set of rules with another. The spiritual bypass happens when we use concepts like clean eating or high vibration foods to avoid the messy reality of being human. We think if we just eat purely enough, we'll transcend our struggles. But autonomy, not perfection, sustains real change. Think of it this way. Guilt can be a teacher, pointing us toward our values. Shame is a prison guard, keeping us trapped in cycles of self-attack. The difference isn't just semantic, it's the difference between growth and stagnation. When we understand that emotional eating often stems from unmet needs for comfort, connection, or control, we can approach it with curiosity rather than condemnation. This shift from judgment to investigation is where true transformation begins. The agency framework and practical protocol. Here's a framework that honors both your autonomy and your well-being. Values over rules, internal cues over external commands, and progress over perfection. First, let's talk about Hara, Hachi, the Japanese practice of eating until you're 80% full. This isn't about restriction, it's about attunement. Research from Okinawa, where this practice originated, shows significantly lower rates of chronic disease and exceptional longevity. But the real wisdom isn't in the percentage, it's in the pause. The agency framework has 3 pillars. Pillar 1, values clarification. Ask yourself, what do I actually value about food and eating? Connection, pleasure, nourishment, energy? Let these values, not external rules, guide your choices. Pillar 2, somatic listening. Your body speaks in sensations, not thoughts. Hunger feels different from boredom. Satisfaction feels different from fullness. Learning this language takes practice, but it's more reliable than any external authority. Pillar 3, compassionate boundaries. This means saying yes to what serves you and no to what doesn't, without making yourself wrong for having preferences. Now here's a practical protocol you can use immediately. The mindful first bite practice. This is evidence-informed, drawing from MBEAT research, mindfulness-based eating awareness training. The 5-step protocol. Pause. Before eating, take 3 conscious breaths. Appreciate. Notice the colors, textures, and aromas. Intention. Set a gentle intention for this meal. First bite. Chew slowly, noticing all sensations. Check in. Pause halfway through and assess your satisfaction level. This isn't about eating slowly all the time. It's about creating moments of conscious connection with your food and your body's wisdom. Community and sustainability. Individual practices are powerful, but they're most sustainable when embedded in community. Food has always been communal. It's how we bond, celebrate, and care for each other. Here are 3 community-centered rituals that support both personal well-being and collective flourishing. The family gratitude meal. Once a week, share a meal where each person expresses gratitude for something about the food, where it came from, who prepared it, or how it makes them feel. This practice, inspired by indigenous food traditions, reconnects us with the web of relationships that bring food to our table. Story of the dish potluck. When gathering with friends, ask each person to bring a dish with a story, maybe a family recipe, something from their cultural background, or a new creation. Share the stories as you eat. This transforms food from fuel into connection. Food rescue habit. Partner with local food banks or community fridges. When we participate in ensuring everyone has access to nourishing food, we naturally develop a healthier relationship with abundance and scarcity in our own lives. These practices address what researchers call social eating behaviors, the ways our food choices are influenced by and influence our communities. When we eat in isolation or shame, we miss the fundamental truth that nourishment is both personal and collective. The sustainability piece is crucial here. Individual willpower burns out, but cultural practices endure. When your eating habits are supported by community rituals and shared values, they become part of your identity rather than something you have to constantly maintain through effort. Counterpoint. Now, let's address an important nuance. This approach isn't a license for harm to yourself, others, or the planet. We're not advocating for mindless consumption or ignoring the real impacts of our food choices. Instead, we're learning to navigate trade-offs with wisdom rather than rigidity. Sometimes the most compassionate choice for your body might conflict with environmental ideals. Sometimes caring for your mental health means choosing convenience over perfection. Sometimes honoring your cultural food traditions means embracing foods that don't fit current wellness trends. The key is conscious choice-making rather than unconscious reactivity. When we approach these tensions with curiosity and self-compassion, we can make decisions that honor multiple values simultaneously: care for self, care for others, and care for the earth. This isn't moral relativism, it's moral complexity. And navigating complexity requires the kind of nuanced thinking that shame and guilt make impossible. Application. Your weekly toolkit. Let's make this practical with a simple weekly toolkit that you can start implementing immediately. 1 mindful meal. Per week, choose 1 meal, maybe Sunday breakfast or Wednesday dinner, to eat with complete presence. No phones, no distractions, just you and your food. Use the 5-step protocol we discussed earlier. Notice what you discover about your preferences, your satisfaction levels, and your body's signals. 1 community food action. This could be cooking for a friend, sharing a meal with someone, participating in a community garden, or supporting local food justice initiatives. The goal is to experience food as connection rather than just personal consumption. 3-line food journal. Each evening, write 3 lines. What did I notice about my eating today? What am I grateful for regarding food today? What's 1 small adjustment I want to try tomorrow? This isn't about tracking calories or judging your choices. It's about developing awareness and appreciation. Here's what makes this toolkit different from typical food programs. It's designed to increase your capacity for self-trust rather than dependence on external rules. Each practice strengthens your ability to listen to your own wisdom while staying connected to community and values. The research on mindful eating interventions shows that approaches focusing on awareness rather than restriction are more effective for long-term behavior change and psychological well-being. When we trust our internal guidance system, we naturally make choices that support our health and happiness. Remember, this is a practice, not a performance. Some days you'll eat mindfully, some days you won't. Some days you'll feel connected to your body's signals. Some days you'll eat for comfort or convenience. All of this is part of being human. As we close, I want to leave you with a question that can guide your food choices in the coming week. What's one food truth you can live this week? Maybe your truth is that you eat more joyfully when you're not multitasking. Maybe it's that your body feels better with regular meals rather than sporadic eating. Maybe it's that sharing food with others feeds something in you that eating alone never can. Your food truth isn't something you need to discover through rules or restrictions. It's something you uncover through patient, curious attention to your own experience. The journey from food guilt to food truth isn't about achieving perfect eating. It's about developing a relationship with food that honors both your individual needs and your connection to the larger web of life. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear about your own food truths in the comments below. What have you discovered about eating that surprised you? What practices help you feel most connected to your body's wisdom? And if you're interested in exploring more practical approaches to spiritual living, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Next week, we'll be diving into sacred boundaries when saying no becomes a spiritual practice. Until then, may your meals be nourishing, your choices be conscious, and your relationship with food be filled with both wisdom and grace.